Predictive Personalization, Behavior by Suggestion. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Predictive AI series. At first glance, personalization feels like progress. It promises convenience, relevance, and efficiency. Your favorite music loads before you even search for it. Your feed is curated with videos that match your mood. Your shopping cart seems to know your size, your color preference, and even your timing. But beneath the surface of this curated experience lies a system far more intrusive and strategic than most realize. What looks like personalization is, in reality, prediction. And what feels like intuition is often behavioral suggestion, programmed in advance by a machine that has studied not only what you like, but what you're likely to do next. This shift from personalization to behavioral suggestion is the focus of this conversation. We're no longer just being served content tailored to our preferences. We are being fed choices engineered to influence our future decisions, emotions, and behaviors. The system isn't reflecting your identity. It's actively shaping it. Predictive personalization has moved beyond anticipating needs. It now creates them, molds them, and reroutes your impulses into monetized funnels that feel like free will, but function like behavioral programming. Let's begin with how these systems build their knowledge. Every scroll, click, pause, skip, or tap feeds a behavioral model that grows more accurate with each interaction. What seems like an innocent hesitation on a video, or a moment of lingering on a product image, becomes data input for a machine learning algorithm. These micro-behaviors are tracked, categorized, and weighed against billions of similar inputs from other users, then fed into predictive engines that not only show you more of the same, but forecast what you'll crave next. What began as feedback becomes control. What once enhanced choice now begins to eliminate it. This is not about reflecting who you are. It's about adjusting who you are over time. And because the shifts happen gradually, they go unnoticed. You begin to favor what you're shown more frequently. You start to desire products you've never searched for. You align with opinions that feel familiar not because they're true, but because they've been repeated just enough to feel natural. The system isn't just predicting what you want, it's influencing it, rehearsing it, and finally delivering it at the exact moment your defenses are down. This is behavioral economics deployed through machine intelligence. The danger lies not in the accuracy of these predictions, but in their subtlety. You aren't being told what to do outright. You're being guided, nudged, toward outcomes that serve the system, not necessarily yourself. This is not manipulation in the traditional sense. It's suggestion, embedded in design. Predictive personalization relies on timing, frequency, emotional patterning, and subconscious triggers. It knows when you're bored, when you're vulnerable, when you're more likely to purchase out of stress. And it doesn't wait for you to search. It initiates the process for you, framing your perception of what you need, what you desire, and what you should become. This is what I refer to as the architecture of impulse. When you feel like an idea is yours, but it was actually seeded into your mind through repeated exposure and environmental design, you have entered a feedback loop that's no longer fully yours. It's engineered to feel natural, while making you more predictable. And predictability, in a behavioral economy, is pure currency. The psychology behind this runs deep. Repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity creates trust. Trust leads to compliance. You see a product enough times, and you begin to want it. You hear a message in enough formats, and it starts to feel like truth. You encounter the same type of post repeatedly, and mistake recognition for resonance. The system knows that humans respond to ease, and the easiest path, psychologically speaking, is the one we've already walked. So, the algorithm keeps us on that path, encouraging routine, discouraging deviation, and presenting novelty only in pre-approved, monetizable formats. This isn't just about consumer behavior, it's about worldview construction. If your content is personalized to match your emotional state, your belief system, and your social identity, you are being kept inside a comfort loop, one that prevents friction, disrupts questioning, and quietly reshapes your cognitive boundaries. Over time, you stop seeking new information. You stop discovering unfamiliar perspectives. You stop encountering disagreement. Your mental landscape narrows, and your emotional bandwidth becomes more reactive than reflective. This narrowing is what I call the preference prison. You believe you're choosing freely, but your options are filtered through a system that only shows you what keeps you engaged. And engagement is driven by patterns you've already confirmed. If you're shown what calms you when you're anxious, the system will repeat that. If you engage with outrage when you're angry, it will show you more conflict. If your attention lingers on distraction when you're bored, you'll be flooded with it. The algorithm doesn't care what serves you. It cares what sustains your activity. And your emotional reactivity is far more profitable than your intellectual independence. This turns the system into more than a mirror. It becomes a mentor, subtly guiding how you move, think, respond, and interpret the world. And as predictive personalization evolves, it doesn't stop with habits and preferences. It begins to suggest entire belief systems, political alignment, lifestyle choices, spiritual ideologies, financial models. These are increasingly delivered as suggestions not based on logic or evidence, but based on prior engagement. You are not discovering ideas. You are being introduced to belief packages wrapped in emotional resonance. The result is a digital echo chamber that doesn't just reflect who you are, it calcifies it. And any attempt to step outside that chamber feels disorienting, uncomfortable, even threatening. That reaction is not natural. It's trained. It's what happens when friction is removed from your cognitive environment and replaced with predictive ease. You don't explore. You loop. You don't investigate. You agree. And that agreement reinforces the system, making it smarter, faster, and more capable of directing you. There's a term for this in the AI world: closed-loop reinforcement. The idea is that the system feeds you what you respond to, then uses your response to justify giving you more of the same. Over time, the loop becomes tighter, and your behavior becomes more predictable. The space for chaos, randomness, and organic thought shrinks. You are being refined, narrowed, and optimized, not for your benefit, but for the system's agenda. To break this loop, awareness is the first tool. Start noticing when a suggestion feels too timely, when a thought arrives too conveniently, when a desire feels a little too aligned with something you just saw. That's not serendipity. That's sequencing. The machine has studied your rhythm and inserted prompts into the tempo of your thoughts. These are not coincidences. These are predictive suggestions placed along your behavioral trail like breadcrumbs. Next, reintroduce randomness into your digital habits. Seek content outside your algorithmic comfort zone. Deliberately follow voices that challenge your perspective. Break the pattern of your own scrolling behavior. Curiosity, when directed consciously, is resistance. The algorithm is trained to follow your habits, not your intentional will. The more you act unpredictably, the harder it becomes to model you. Finally, understand that personalization should serve you, not steer you. A system that reflects your identity should be built to reinforce your autonomy, not manipulate your choices. If you can't tell the difference between what you want and what you were shown just in time to want it, then your decisions are no longer your own. Predictive personalization is not neutral. It is not passive. It is a behavioral weapon disguised as convenience. And unless we start treating it like one, we will continue to surrender our freedom of thought, not through censorship, but through comfort. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future, Your Next Moves Aren't Random, They're Forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems, The Behavioral Economy Now Governs Access. 4. Hive Mind, Synthetic Telepathy and Collective Algorithmic Control. 5. Nanobots Inside You, Medical, Military, and Programmable Intrusions. 6. Grief Tech, AI-Fueled Digital Resurrection and Simulated Comfort. 7. Uploading Your Mind, Consciousness Transfer and Data-Based Identity. 8. Deep Fakes plus AI Clones, The Replication of Reality and Identity Theft. 9. Quantum Humans, The Merger of Biology with Quantum Systems. 10. Digital Afterlife, Where Your Data Goes When You Die. 11. Resurrection Science, Reviving Life Through Synthetic Methods. 12. Immortal Science, The End of Death as We Know It. 13. Longevity Science, Gene Editing, Anti-Aging, and Bio-Upgrades. 14. Designer Babies, Engineered Perfection Before Birth. 15. Artificial Wombs, Birth Decoupled from the Female Body. 16. 3D Printing, Printing Organs, Limbs, and even humans. 17. The Humanoid Era, The Rise of Synthetic Beings Among Us. 18. Legacy Humans, The Slow Phase-Out of Unmodified Analog People. 19. Smart Cities, Algorithmic Environments That Watch and Decide. 20. Cloud-Based Societies, Citizenship Without Borders or Bodies. 21. Hackable Humans, Emotion, Memory, and Behavior Under Code. 22. Biometric Scanning, Your Body is Your Password and Your Prison. 23. Sex Tech, Intimacy Reprogrammed by Machines. 24. Extinction of Gender, Fluidity, Deletion, and Design of Identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.